So we're now 1 year on from covering this door with Polytrol, and this is a follow-up video. Many thanks for commenting, Polytrol UK, on both my videos, the door and the faded black plastics, which we'll get to in a minute. And I'll just show you the door. You can see we've still improved on where we started, but I think it may be a case of an annual coating just to keep things optimal. We've got some fading there, what's quite bad, and there. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm just going to flick from the door to the plastics. So we're just going to have one review video for two items. So here we are, we're at the motorhome, and these were actually faded a lot worse, but I think there is room for some improvement. But we are 12 months on, and we did this area here and this outer mirror casing. So I think the best thing to do, so you can see the contrast, you see that bit got done, you can see a few brush marks. I was told if you used a cloth after, it would eliminate the brush mark. So this is the original Polytrol and it's lasted, so I've got a new brush just to apply it, and a little always goes a long way. So I think what I'll do, we'll just paint half of this with the Polytrol just to see the difference, and it's just a case of working the brush. I'm quite impressed with this. This was massively improved on where we started. It was a white colour before we did the first application. So we'll probably be drying something like that in the first half. You can see my reflection in it. Big wave to all my subscribers. So we'll continue with that and flip back to the door. Now a little really does go a long way, and I'm just going to show you that. We're going to see how many of these panels we can do with what I've just put on the brush. We're definitely going to get one done. Well, that's one panel done, and it's looking a lot shinier compared to its last treated 12 months ago counterpart. But we've still got a bit on the brush, and we're going to keep working it. A little really does go a long way with this stuff. Sometimes you just top your brush up out of boredom. But that one does look a bit better. So we have got some on that. I think we need to top the brush up now. It's these whiter bits, it's not gone in there. And that's the whole idea, to make this door look something like presentable, as it can be costly to buy a new one. So I've just completed the lower portion of the door, so all this is untreated. I should see the difference as we get down lower. It's a lot richer, a lot shinier, and I did put a bit on. I didn't drag it out too much, even though you can. I think there's a line to be drawn with it, I would say. So we're now back to the Talbot motorhome, and I've done all this, and it's looking lovely and shiny and black. I also did the door handle for the very first time. I'm quite impressed with the finish of that. I'm just going to keep my eye on that in case it needs touching in, because it's its first go. I've noticed when you do something for the first time, that's when you're more likely to need to go back and touch in. I'll just show you the untreated side for comparison. So that's 12-month-old Polytrol, and I didn't do the door handle last year, or I can't remember doing that last year, so that's brought that up really well. So I'm just going to use what's on the brush really, just to make an impression on this and see if we get the full handle done. You want to try not to get it on your paintwork. It didn't do any damage, but it just forms a little coating on it. And that's the door finished. Now, one thing I have learned while I've been using it, you see you get a fake grain there. You can pay just to get the brush and just work it into the grain, go against it for a better result. Well, I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah, the verdict, I suppose it would be acceptable to regard the maintenance of these plastics and doors as an annual task. In contrast, here's the door that hasn't had any Polytrol on it whatsoever. Now, I was told, and it does say on the tin to do this, I just didn't, to wipe the excess off with a cloth. So that's what I'm going to test on this mirror. And I've got some cloth fibres going on, which is not particularly good, but it's meant to reduce the brush marks. It's quite sticky to do, actually. We'll see what it looks like. I mean, I've got some fibres on it, which is a bit of a shame. To me, it just looks like it's a little bit older for that and a little bit duller. But yeah, I can't see any brush marks, so they could be onto something. Oh, we've got some brush marks in here from last time, so we'll see if we can make them disappear. And they're not going anywhere. Now, I never had brush marks on the door, but I'm going to wipe a little area just to see if it does anything. No, I think I'll just leave it and let it soak in. Just get bits off the cloth. So this tiny little tin of Owatrol Polytrol, it's got a little tiny bit in. Now, this is what it's done. It's done 2 doors and the mirrors of a Talbot Express and a Volvo estate car with lots of plastic, a Volkswagen T6 camper, and I wonder if it can do this other door. Now, that tin is 125 millilitres, so don't think you need a lot of this. So I'm wondering if there's enough just to do this door. Well, many thanks for watching, and why not subscribe to learn of more low-cost repair solutions. And I think the best thing I can do is perhaps order some more.